Be me, Owen, 31, quality lead at customer support center for fancy cosmetics brand called Valoria Beauty. Spend days listening to calls, grading agents, fixing scripts so rich ladies stop screaming about lipstick arriving one shade off. Center sits above mattress store and vape shop, open plan floor full of ring lights and pastel water bottles. Crew mostly young women fresh out of college, plus handful of guys like me doing night shifts and gnarly escalations. Old HR was Mark, dad bought in khakis, handled payroll, benefits, occasional reminder not to call customers ma'am 20 times. Culture simple, hit handle time targets, don't lie on tickets, be nice, but not a doormat, then go home. One Tuesday morning, inbox pings. Subject line, all hands, welcoming our new head of people and fairness. Mandatory. Any title with fairness in it means someone wrote a manifesto before touching a spreadsheet. Already feel caffeine leaving body. We cram into training room, broken projector humming, half the chairs sticky from someone's spilled protein shake in April. CEO walks in with woman early 30s, sharp eyeliner, big glasses, blazer over t-shirt saying, "Believe women always." Lanyard pins read, "Pay her more, smash the gaze, emotional labor is labor," like walking Tumblr tag cloud. CEO introduces her as Harper Lane, new head of people and fairness, bringing modern feminist lens to customer care. Harper smiles, calm podcast voice, says she's here to fix emotional power imbalance baked into old call center culture. Talks about male supervisors policing women's tone, male customers venting at women, male leads weaponizing performance reviews. Slides show stock photos of sad headset girls, words micro trauma per minute in big letters, target drawn around dude in polo. She says from now on we'll build a matriarchal approach to support, where women hold power and men hold space. Line hits like incense, pretty words floating over reality of refunds, fraud checks, and 30-second wrap time. After speech, she unveils first initiative. Gentle feedback framework. New rule, male leads cannot give direct negative feedback to female agents alone, must go through HR-run restorative circles. No more simple, you're missing fields on tickets. Now it's, we gather in a circle and talk about how feedback feels. Women can still critique women or men in normal one-on-ones. Apparently their words weigh less on universal trauma scale. CIO nods like he just bought moral insurance. Everyone claps polite hostage clap and stares at stale muffins. Next day, my dashboards light up with new permissions. QA form for female agents no longer has numeric score, just growth edges. If I mark script not followed, field auto changes to opportunity to experiment with warmer language. Score locked at meets. Male agents still get full rubric, numbers, charts, red boxes, basically boss-level difficulty, while everyone else plays story mode. I ping Harper in chat, ask how I'm supposed to catch real issues without score variance. She replies with 3 paragraphs about non-punitive growth. First test of system happens with Kayla, bubbly 24-year-old, fast talker, lives on iced coffee and astrology memes. Listen to her call with luxury client, woman wants refund outside policy, plus free overnight resend for the inconvenience. Policy says no, offer partial credit or points, not full reset. Otherwise, other clients sniff blood and stampede. Kayla apologizes 12 times, gives full refund plus credits, plus expedited resend, basically sets money on fire to appease voice. I flag call, write note. Over refunding, Out of policy, needs coaching or this scales badly. Submit through new system. Harper schedules restorative feedback circle, invites me, Kayla, and another woman facilitator named Jenna. We sit in small room with fake plant, tissues box, laminated feelings wheel on wall like therapy escape room. I start explaining policy, show numbers, say we can't sustain full refunds every time someone sounds annoyed. Harper interrupts softly, asks Kayla how my feedback lands in her body, whether she feels shamed or supported. Kayla says she feels judged for caring too much, eyes get glossy, looks down at chipped nails. Harper writes on notepad, tells me I used hard words like wrong and can't. Suggests I try I wonder if next time. Session ends with action item for me. Experiment with softer phrasing so women's nervous systems stay open to growth. Walk out knowing two things. Kayla will never be told no by me again, and refunds chart about to explode. Week later, Harper announces Initiative 2, mirror match routing. All female callers now auto-routed to female agents whenever possible, so they don't have to manage male tone while upset. If queue full of women, male agents sit idle while men in Ohio complain about beard oil to other dudes. New rule, male leads and QA cannot jump into live call with woman unless invited by female agent first. We don't want male voices barging into delicate emotional exchanges and taking control. Harper says, clicking slide with lotus flower. 3 male agents quietly realize we've been demoted from firefighters to emotional backup singers. Phase 3 lands just as month-end numbers come in squirrely, email subject, believe her, trust protocol for women customers. Policy says if female customer claims non-delivery or damaged goods, we err strongly on side of belief. Extra questions like, did you check with neighbors, now labeled skeptical language, to be avoided except in fraud-flagged cases. Fraud flags controlled by risk team, mostly dudes who look at spreadsheets until eyes bleed, already underfunded and understaffed. Harper calls asking them to re-examine bias baked into suspicion models targeting women in certain zip codes. Translation, she adds friction to the only system that occasionally says, hey, maybe that 10th refund request is sus. Month passes, my QA charts show pattern. Refund totals up, handle time up, first contact resolution down, soft language up. Every attempt to flag trend gets massaged by Harper into slide about short-term turbulence, while masculinity adapts to softer leadership. Upper management likes her words more than my graphs. I start saving raw exports to personal email just to stay sane. Then CEO announces big news, Valoria signing partnership with influencer collective called Aurelia House. They run closed subscription club for rich girls and Instagram moms, monthly curated boxes, exclusive drops, brand absolutely drooling. Our center will handle all Aurelia calls, emails, escalations, tiny group to start, but huge lifetime value if we nail it. Harper inserts herself into project instantly, says, women's luxury space must be held by women, fights to keep men away from Q. She appoints Kayla Women's Trust Champion for Aurelia, gives her special training on validating feminine frustration with supply chains. My suggestion to put our most accurate policy-obsessed agent on that queue dies quietly in corner, buried under glittery empowerment slides. Harper also lobbies to keep QA on Aurelia calls peer-to-peer, meaning only women review each other, no male oversight, projecting insecurity. Technically, I'm account lead for quality, but my access gets limited to monthly summary dashboards, no direct scoring unless invited. Meanwhile, Risk Team warns of uptick in item not received claims across normal queues, especially from accounts tied to same few addresses. They email leadership, mention pattern looks organized, like TikTok group sharing, how to scam shipping system tips. Harper replies all, says, let's not criminalize women's frustration with logistics, suggests risk recalibrate language away from scam. One of the risk guys forwards that to me with skull emoji, says, pray they don't route those geniuses to Aurelia. First 2 weeks of Aurelia launch quiet. Lots of squeals over candles and serums, minor address fixes, normal chaos. Kayla loves Q, writes in chat that it feels like talking to friends, not customers, which is exactly what terrifies me. Then Thursday afternoon happens, the kind of Thursday that makes you believe in plot arcs. I'm at desk with headphones, doing boring sample checks on other queues, when notification pops. Aurelia call, VIP tier, live listen available. Click in, more out of curiosity than duty, hear Kayla greeting someone named Lena, whose account flagged gold, big spender. Lena sounds calm but firm, says 3 of her Aurelia boxes never arrived, tracking shows delivered, but obviously wrong. She wants full refunds, plus express reship of limited drop items that already sold out. Value basically small used car. System banner at top of my monitor shows account flagged by risk for repeated non-delivery claims across multiple retailers. There's even little tooltip, consult risk before overriding policies, potential organized loss cluster. Kayla doesn't see that. Trust champion view hides some alerts to keep women from feeling judged based on algorithms. Risk guy Sam pings me. You hearing this? That account is on our watch list. She pops up everywhere lately. I tell him I'm listening. We watch the little waveform move while Kayla empathizes about how dehumanizing shipping problems feel. Sam asks if he can join call. Protocol says male voices need invite from agent. Otherwise, intrusive. I know Harper watches these. Type to Kayla in back channel. Hey, risk here. Can you loop Sam in? Account has history. Better safe than sorry. She replies, I don't want her to feel ambushed by men. Harper said, trust women's story unless clear proof otherwise. Lena online ramps up, says if Aurelia doesn't make this right, she will drag brand on social media and in private groups. Sam sends me screenshot of internal panel, showing same address tied to dozen disputes at other shops, some open investigations. I back channel again. Please escalate or put on hold. You're about to give away car worth of product to professional refund goblin. Kayla writes, I feel like you don't trust my judgment with women, Owen. This is exactly the energy Harper warned about. She unmutes, tells Lena we absolutely believe you, offers full refunds on 3 boxes, plus free reship of whatever can be sourced. Lena's tone shifts from stressed to almost giddy, thanks Kayla for being one of the good ones who gets it. Sam types entire paragraph of caps in DM, then deletes, replaces with cool bankruptcy speedrun let's go. Call ends, Kayla logs case with note. Escalated as trust gesture for long-term relationship. Chooses code, service recovery, no suspicion. Sam files incident to leadership, attaches screenshots, but chain goes through Harper, who replies that we must avoid pathologizing female persistence. Week later, bank contacts Valoria, flags huge spike in chargebacks linked to Aurelia project, some accounts tied to known fraud rings. Third-party logistics partner reports inventory mismatch, pallets of limited edition products evaporating into compensation black hole. CEO stops smiling in hallways. Finance sends out temporary spend freeze memo. Whispers of, if Aurelia walks, we're cooked. Circulate. Aurelia's founder, influencer named Zoe Aurelia, obviously, emails asking for call about disturbing numbers in our joint dashboard. Meeting scheduled Friday. Everyone important invited, including Harper, me, risk team, CEO, random guy from finance clutching laptop like life vest. Friday comes. We pile into big glass conference room overlooking call floor, which suddenly feels like ship deck before storm. Screen lights up with Zoe and her operations manager, both flawlessly lit, background full of pastel boxes that pay our rent. They share slide showing refund rates for Aurelia orders through Valoria support, line climbing like rocket aimed at moon bankruptcy. Operations manager says politely, this pattern doesn't exist in other markets. Wants to know what unique approach we're using here. CEO glances at Harper, who clears throat and starts monologue about building trust with women consumers, not interrogating their trauma. Zoe responds with something like, love that for you conceptually, but my accountants think you're giving my inventory away. Risk guy Sam gets screen share, walks through Lena account, shows cluster of similar ones, overlapping addresses, same language in tickets. He plays snippet of Kayla's call, including line, we absolutely believe you. No questions asked. You don't need to prove anything. Zoe mutes Mike for a second, turns to ops manager. We see both clearly mouthing some version of, are you kidding me? Ops manager unmutes, asks who designed trust protocol, how agents are trained to distinguish grief from grift. Harper jumps in, says old language was violently skeptical. We're pioneering non-patriarchal loss prevention. Small, proud smile on face. Sam gently notes that fraud rings don't care about patriarchy, only free product. Mentions dollar figure lost in last 3 weeks. Finance guy flips to his slide, huge number with too many zeros, all labeled unbudgeted goodwill refunds. Room goes quiet. Even our HVAC sounds nervous. Zoe asks if male supervisors were watching those calls, why nobody stopped disaster before it reached her spreadsheet. I explain mirror match routing, how male leads need invite to join, how my attempts to intervene were filtered through restorative circles. Mention changes, soft forms, removal of hard scores for women, careful not to sound like total anti-feminist gremlin. Harper cuts in to say men historically over-penalize women for tone, so she de-front-loaded their authority on sensitive cues. Zoe blinks slowly, says, so you put your most protected, least challenged agents on my most expensive customers. Nobody answers because answer glowing neon yes on wall between us. Call ends with promise to send full incident report, plus vague, we'll need to reconsider scope if this continues. Threat hanging like perfume cloud. After meeting CEO asks me and Sam to send everything we have, raw logs, emails, screenshots, including restorative circle notes. I forward months of QA exports, comment threads where my concerns got turned into tone coaching opportunities, hair physically hurting from scrolling. Monday morning, we're back in same room. This time, no influencers, just CEO, Harper, legal, finance, and use expendables. Legal guy has printed packet thicker than Bible, full of policy docs Harper's wrote, highlighted sections glowing like hazards on Mario Kart track. He reads aloud bits about men holding space, not judgment, avoid language of suspicion with women, restrict male voices on trust cues, finds my first incident report on refund spikes, asks why it was categorized under culture feedback instead of financial risk. Harper says she wanted to avoid creating panic before men did their inner work around control issues. Finance guy points at chart showing exact moment trust protocol launched and Aurelia losses went vertical. Legal mentions duty to shareholders, wonders aloud how knowingly deactivating risk controls for one gender looks in court. CEO turns to Harper, voice quiet, deadly, asks if any of these changes went through risk review, QA review, or basic pilot testing. She admits she moved fast because harm was ongoing, didn't want slow male-dominated committees watering down her vision. CEO stares at table for long 10 seconds, then says words I never thought I'd hear out of his mindfulness-loving mouth. We sell makeup, not ideology, and we can't bankrupt the company to make men sound nicer on calls. He says effective immediately, all fairness initiatives touching refunds, routing, and QA are suspended, old policies back while new ones drafted properly. Adds quietly that given scale of damage and disregard for review, Harper's employment ends today, separation handled by legal and board. Harper's jaw clenches, eyes shine. She says this proves men would rather lose money than lose power over women's mistakes. Legal replies that equal accountability isn't oppression, it's compliance, and points at Aurelia contract clause about industry standard controls. Meeting ends. Harper leaves with box by afternoon. Believe women always shirt, peeking over edge like tiny protest sign. Following weeks bruise, but also weirdly heal. Mirror match routing dialed back. QA forms reinstated with real scores for everyone. Kayla stays but moves to General Q after some serious coaching from older female team lead who actually cares about numbers. Refund policy rewritten to say, believe customers, verify claims. Simple sentence that would have saved us a small fortune. Aurelia doesn't fully bail, but scales contract down, tests us 3 months before committing more. Trust now on probation. My job shifts back toward actual QA instead of amateur therapist. Fewer circles, more call listening, still too many iced coffees. One night at home scrolling feed, see LinkedIn post shared by some HR guru page. Title, I was pushed out for making customer care safe for women. Author photo obviously Harper. Same glasses, new ring light. Claims she was removed by fragile men after daring to center women's truth. No mention of fraud spikes, chargebacks, near loss of anchor partnership, just paragraphs about boys club clinging to punishment. Close app, stare at ceiling, laugh once, half tired, half hysterical. Open anonymous board in another tab, fingers hovering over new thread like over big red mute button. Start typing. Be me, call center guy whose feminist HR decided women should never hear the word no again. Figure if someone out there planning to let politics redesign their refund policy, they deserve a preview of the ending.